Good morning, class. So today we're looking at polynomials, and we're looking at the examples for exercise. For exercise 6 and 7. Is that correct? And it's on page 20. Exercise 6 is on page 26, and exercise 7 is on page 27. Okay. Okay, so when I cut this again, it looked very messy, so I'm going to opt to write it down. Okay. So the question was, this is now type 3. You got 2x plus y must be multiplied by x squared plus 3xy minus 3y. Okay. So it's just taking you one step back again, as we did in our previous lesson yesterday. You say, okay, if we add, for example, 1 plus 2, 3 plus 4 minus 5. According to BODMAS, what would you have done? You would have done the brackets first. Not so, or rather say commutative law, because we're applying BODMAS irrespective. So commutative law says you must add first before you multiply. Not so. So what is 1 plus 2? 3. And 3 must be multiplied by 3 plus 4 is 7, and 7 minus 5 is 2. And what is 3 multiplied by 2? 6. So that is doing commutative law first. Okay. So we say, okay, let's do distributive law first. So there's 1 plus 2, same sum. Same sum should result in the same answer, not sum. The resultant must be the same. So we said that 1 must be multiplied by 3, which is what? 3. 1 multiplied by 4 is 4. 1 multiplied by negative 5 is? Negative 5. You all agree with that? Alright. Now, 2 multiplied by 3 is? 6. Positive and negative? Positive. 2 multiplied by 4 is? Positive. 8. 2 multiplied by negative 5 is? Negative 10. Don't you guys agree? Okay. So what do we do now? Add like terms. They're all like, not so, they're all constants. So what is 3 plus 4? 7. 7 minus 5? 2. 2 plus 6? 8 plus 8? 16. 16 minus 10? What do you notice? The same. So which means to say you can use either commutative property first or distributive property. You all agree with that? Right. Now, looking at the example at hand, you got 2x plus y into, in brackets, into x squared plus 3xy minus 3y squared. Could we apply the commutative property first? Could we add the like terms inside the bracket first? No, why not? They are all unlike terms. So what does that mean? We would have to apply the distributive property. You guys understand? And how do you apply it? We have to say that 2x must be multiplied by 2x squared. 2x multiplied by 3xy. And 2x multiplied by negative 3y squared. So let's multiply. 2x multiplied by x squared? 2x cubed. Okay? So the next one, what is 2x multiplied by 3xy? Positive 6xy. You all agree with that? X squared y. Because I remember, it's 2x multiplied by 3xy. 2 multiplied by 3, of course, is 6. X multiplied by xy is going to be x squared 1. There are two x's. Remember, when we're multiplying and bases are the same, we add the exponents or the indices. Okay. And what is 2x times negative 3y squared? Negative 6xy squared. Now you multiply that y with x squared with 3xy as well as negative 3y squared. So what is y multiplied by x squared? Positive x squared y. What is y multiplied by 3xy? Positive 3x y squared. What is y multiplied by negative 3y squared? Negative 3y cubed. Okay. You all understand? Is there any confusion? No. So what do we do now? Look at like terms. We add like terms. So 2x cubed, is there any like term to 2x cubed? No. So it remains 2x cubed. 6x squared y is a like term to x squared y. Okay? What makes them like terms is the variables are exactly the same. There's x squared y, x squared y. Xy squared is not a like term to x squared y. No? However, negative 6xy squared is a like term to positive 3xy squared. And the last term is on its own. So what is 6x squared y plus x squared y? Will be positive 7x squared y. What is negative 6xy squared plus 3xy squared? Negative 3xy squared minus 3y. Are there any like terms there? No. So that is your answer. Okay. The full lesson can be found in the description box below. Okay, if you want more examples on type 3. So with that you should be able to do exercise 6. Okay. The idea is to keep these videos fairly short. Okay. Now we're going to look at, that's why we're not labeling a lot of examples and stuff like that. Okay. If you want to, that will be found in the full lessons video. People, example 4. You can choose either method 1, which is exactly the same as type 2, or method 2, which is shortcut. To master method 2 requires practice. Okay, so let's look at what method. Okay, so again, it was a bit messy. So I didn't cut it. So let's look at the sum here. So this is now for exercise 6, which is on page 27. The sum reads 2x minus 5y squared. People, what does that mean to us? Write this down. What does that mean to us? 5x minus 2y squared. What does that mean? Anybody? If I got 2 squared, what does 2 squared mean? 2 multiplied by 2. What is 6 to the power 3? 6 to the exponent 3, or 6 cubed? 6 times 6 times 6. So what does 2x minus 5y all squared mean? 2x minus 5y must be multiplied with times by 2x minus 5y. Not so. So what we do is we write this out twice. There we go. 2x minus 5y times 2x minus 5y. The instruction is to simplify. What do we do now? Distributive law. Not so. There's going to be 2x times 2x. So answer that quickly in your books. As I put on the light, can you guys see? Huh? Oh, you can see. Alright, so let's do this quickly. What is 2x multiplied by 2x? 4x squared. What's 2x multiplied by negative 5y? Negative 10xy. What's negative 5 y times 2x? Negative 10xy. What's negative 5y times negative 5y? 25y squared. People, are they like terms? Yes. So they are your like terms. So what is, so 4x squared on its own. What is negative 10xy minus 10xy? Negative 20xy plus 25y squared. You all understand? Huh? That's example 1. Let's look at example 2 from method 1. We got 2 into 4x minus 3y squared. People, what does that mean to us? Is it 2 into 4x minus 3y all squared? If I expand it, if I write it out, would it be 2 into 4x minus 3y times 2 into 4x minus 3y? Is that like, who says yes? Only the twins. Nobody else. What should it be? 2 brackets 4x minus 3y into or times 4x minus 3y. So why shouldn't I write it 2 twice? That square is not on the 2. You all agree with that? It's only if that square had to be on the 2, the 2 should have been written out twice again. You guys understand it? Alright. So let's write this quickly out neatly. So it will be 2 into 4x minus 3y. 4x minus 3y. You all agree with that? Now what? Now we can apply this law again. This distributive law. Okay. Often you will see me multiply the brackets out before I multiply the 2 in. But if you multiply the 2 in, it's no problem. Just multiply it with one bracket only. Okay? So do that calculation quickly. Yes? Sorry? Which way you want to do it? How do we always do it? She wants to multiply the exponent first. People is, so you, okay, so what do you want me to do there? You're going to say 2 into 8, firstly? Yeah, okay, 16, yes? X squared, yes, and then? Minus? 9y squared. Okay, this I was going to mention later on again, but because she brought it up now, we're going to address it now. So we're multiplying this out, you're going to get then 32x squared minus 18y squared. You all agree with that? Huh? You agree with it? Not everybody else, okay? So, if that is correct, then that must be the same as our answer we're going to get here. Not so. You all agree with that? No, that's correct. So with that in mind, let's conclude this answer here quickly. So what we're going to do first, we said? We're going to multiply this in here. Not so. So what we're going to have? 2 into, what's 4x times 4x? 16 x squared. What is 4x times negative? (4x) multiplied by negative 3xy. Negative 12xy. What is negative 3y times positive 4x? Negative 12xy. What's negative 3y times negative 3y? Positive 9y. Looks like you're on the right track, no? Right. But what do you notice what is inside here? Like terms. So it's going to be 2 into 16x squared. What's negative 12xy minus 12xy? Negative 24xy. If it cancelled, then you were good to go. Plus 9y squared. Can you see there? Not the same. So are you going to apply this method? No. Okay. So now what do? We multiply that 2 into this bracket here. Okay. So what do we get? So they give you 32 x squared y. What is 2 times negative 24xy? Negative 48xy. And 2 times 9y squared is 18. Okay. You all agree with that? See any confusion at this point? Right. I think there was not much space, so I just put method 2 here. Now coming now to method 2. Remember, if I apply a different method, it should give me the same answer. Not so. So method 2. There is actually a rule that we can apply to this here. Okay, to get from there to this point here. If we look at, let's take this FAFSA off here. If we look at this being your answer, do you see a relationship that exists between this here? Okay? You see a relationship. What do you notice about the first term? He's being squared. Can you see that, people? What do you notice about the last term? It's also being squared. Even if it's negative, negative 5y squared will result in positive 5y squared. The 25y squared. Can you see that? What do you notice about the middle term? 2x, yes? Times, yes, 5y is going to give you 10xy times 2. So this middle step is going to be 2x, which is the first term, times the second term, times 2. Can you see that? 2x times negative 5y, negative 10xy, times 2, negative 20xy. Yes? How do you mean? You're going to take this first. Is that what you're asking? It won't be different. So let's just follow the rule here quickly. So if you look at 2 into, we're going to square the first term. Okay? Okay, wait. Let's do it here. So you guys have seen the rule? You noticed the rule? So let's apply the rule again for the first one. We're going to square the first term, not so. There's going to be 2x all squared. Then it was the first term times the second term times 2, not so. And it's the last term squared. So what do we get? 2x all squared is 4x squared. What is 2x times negative 5y times 2? Negative 10xy. No, not 10. 20xy. And the last term squared is 25y squared. You will agree with that? Okay. In this exercise, we are going to write it out like this. Okay? And then I want you to get the answer. You're going to do it both ways for me. Okay? In exercise 7, you do both ways. Later on, you can decide which way is working for you. Okay? And then we'll also cut out the step once you have mastered it. Okay? But for now, just play around. I know it's going to take a lot to write it out every time, but it will stick. Especially for you guys who's doing further maths, we will need this method later on. Okay? So let's go again. What is the rule? We square the first term. So what do we get? 4x squared plus the first term, which is 4x, multiply the second term, which is negative 3y, plus the last term must be squared. 3y squared. So you get 2 into. What is 4x all squared? 16x squared. Oh yeah, this must be multiplied by 2. Sorry about that. So what is 4x multiplied by negative 3y? Negative 12xy multiplied by 2? Negative 24xy. Plus the last term squared. So what is negative 3y all squared? 9y squared, not 6. 3 times 3 is 9. So what do we do now? Multiply out. So what is 2 multiplied by 16x squared? 32x squared. What is 2 multiplied by negative 24xy? Negative 48xy. And 2 times 9y squared is going to be 18. Is that the same as the previous answer we had for number 2? Okay. Do you guys understand? You guys understand? Okay. So with that, you should be able to do example or exercise 7 as well. Okay. The full lesson can be found in the description box below.